They told you a lie your whole life. Never chase women. Let them chase you. But then reality struck. Women rarely chase anyone. And when you finally gather the courage to pursue one, she pulls back and vanishes like smoke. So what's actually happening? What's the truth behind this paradox? Simple. There are two forms of pursuit, one destroys you, and one makes her crave you. Logical pursuit. And emotional pursuit. If you can't tell the difference, you'll always end up in one of two categories. Ignored or used. And today, I'm going to show you the hidden psychology behind attraction. Why the only way to ever make her chase you is to begin as the hunter. If you're new here, subscribe, like the video, and take this in carefully. Let me start with a story. A few years back, I met a man named Roberto. Owns 3 restaurants. Money. Network. Popularity. Women constantly orbiting him, calling, texting, inviting, flirting. I thought he had unlocked the secret. But after spending enough time with him, I realized something tragic. Those women didn't love him. They loved what he could give. They weren't chasing him. They were chasing an upgrade in lifestyle. That, right there, is logical pursuit when a woman wants you because her brain has calculated the advantages. Maybe you have money. Maybe you have status. Maybe you have connections. But this kind of attraction is built on sand. The moment the benefit disappears, so does she. One night, over a few drinks, Roberto sighed and said something that cut like a knife. "Brother, I feel like an ATM with legs." And he wasn't exaggerating. Those women stayed close, but always with one foot pointed toward the exit, waiting for the moment a man arrived who could make them feel something deeper. That's the curse of logical pursuit. It's unsustainable, and it never gives a man what he truly wants. A woman who wants him for who he is, not what he provides. But there's a second type of pursuit. A deeper, older, more powerful force that any man can create if he understands female psychology. It's called emotional pursuit. When a woman chases you emotionally, she loses control. You become the stimulus her nervous system starts craving. You become the thought she can't silence. Your presence becomes the internal soundtrack she can't turn off. She doesn't chase because it's smart. She chases because she feels compelled. And yes, this state can be created. Let me explain with a simple analogy. Imagine a friend offers you a cigarette. You take it. You try it. You like it. A few days later, he gives you another. Weeks pass. You start expecting it. Eventually, you go to him asking for it. And one day, he says, "Sure. But now it costs 20 pesos. What happened? He went from giving to you wanting to you paying. The same thing happens with emotions. Except the cigarette isn't nicotine, it's attention, presence, and connection. As Machiavelli wrote, the one who commands the emotions commands the outcome. So here's the formula. You give small doses of attention. Then you pull back. Then you reappear. Then you disappear again. And slowly, she begins to crave the experience of you. Not you. The emotional high you create. And understand this clearly. This isn't manipulation. This is human nature. Women crave emotion. Women crave uncertainty. Women crave the feeling of being swept into a man's world, not drowning in his availability. But most men, they become servants the moment they like a woman. Constant texts. Instant replies. Zero challenge. Maximum predictability. And then they wonder why she loses interest. If something is always available, it becomes worthless. If something is predictable, it becomes boring. But when something appears with purpose and disappears with purpose, it becomes unforgettable. So now that you understand logical vs emotional pursuit, it's time to teach you how to be the man who triggers emotional pursuit from the very first interaction. And that begins with mastering 2 stages. The hunt and the emotional conquest. The hunt. Most men confuse pursuing with begging. They think chasing means suffocating her. But the hunter doesn't chase. The hunter chooses. A hunter takes initiative, but always from strength, not scarcity. Years ago, I met a man named Fernando. Not rich. Not handsome. Yet women melted for him. I asked him his secret, and he said, "The difference between winning and losing is how you ask a question." I didn't get it until he showed me. Desperate men ask, "When are you free to hang out?" But Fernando would say, "Tell me which days you're free this week. I want to take you somewhere." Feel that difference? One is begging for time. The other is inviting her into his world. That's a hunter. But here's the real power. Scarcity. In the beginning, contact her once a week. Not every day. Not every hour. Once. Men panic when they hear this. If I don't message her, she'll lose interest. No. You'll create curiosity, the root of emotional attraction. Think of yourself like a luxury brand. Rare, intentional, never overexposed. Let me show you how it works. You meet a woman on Saturday. You don't message on Sunday. Or Monday. Or Tuesday. You wait until the next Saturday. And then you send something like, "Hey, remember you mentioned you love art? There's a beautiful exhibition Friday at 8. Dress elegant. We're grabbing dinner after." Notice. You're not asking. You're leading. You're creating an experience. But then she says, "I can't. I'm busy." A desperate man panics. What about Saturday? Sunday? I'm free whenever. But the hunter responds with, "No problem. Maybe another time." And then he walks away. That one line does something explosive in a woman's mind. It shows her you're not desperate. You're not bending your world around her. You are a man of rhythm, purpose, self-respect. And here's the magic. In most cases, she comes back. Sometimes hours later. Sometimes days. "Actually, I might be free Friday. You still going?" Because you became the one man she can't easily predict. The emotional conquest. You got the date. Now you have one mission. Make her feel, not think. Here's the mistake almost every man makes. He has a nice conversation. Work. Family. Hobbies. That's not attraction. That's a job interview. Women don't fall for words. They fall for feelings. A therapist friend once told me, "A woman won't remember your questions, only the emotions attached to them." So stop asking factual questions. Instead of, "What do you do in your free time?" Ask, "What's something you did that made you feel alive for days?" Instead of, "How was your day?" Ask, "What was the best moment of your day?" Shift her from logic to feeling. And when she answers, don't switch the topic to yourself. Stay inside her world. Pull the emotion deeper. If she talks about a mountain trip, ask, "What moment up there stayed with you the longest?" Make her relive the sensation with you. And then comes the moment. Her eyes soften. She leans in. Her breathing slows. She touches her hair. That's your cue. Let your eyes drop to her lips for a split second, then back to her eyes. If she mirrors you, move in slowly. But here's the move that separates masters from amateurs. End the date at its peak. Don't drag it. Don't stay until the energy dies. When the connection is strongest. That's when you leave. Look her in the eyes and say, "I had an amazing time with you." Kiss her cheek. Walk away. She will go home buzzing. Replaying everything. Wanting more. You have just triggered emotional addiction. The pursuit phase. Now she begins to chase. She messages first. She asks to see you. She shares more of her life. This is where men ruin everything. They become instantly available. Every message replied instantly. Every call answered. Every invitation accepted. And the tension evaporates. So here's the rule. Out of 3 invitations, accept 2, decline 1. Out of 3 calls, answer 2, return 1 later. Out of 5 messages, reply to 4, delay 1. This controlled distance intensifies her desire. She will begin to invest more. More attention. More effort. More emotion. But when she tests you, and she will, by pulling away or acting cold, you do nothing. No chasing. No explaining. No panicking. If she returns, perfect. if not perfect. Because a true hunter never obsesses over one target. He remains centered, grounded, selective. And that inner stability is what makes women chase for months, even years. Because she has learned one unshakable truth. Your time is a privilege. Your presence is rare. Your attention is valuable. And now, brother, you have the entire blueprint. From the hunt, to the emotional spark, to the long-term pursuit. You are no longer the man begging for a little attention. You are the one she tries to win. Remember, she must see you as the prize, not the other way around. Now it's your turn. Drop one piece of advice you'd give to other men in the comments. And if this rewired your mind, subscribe for more. The real game is deeper than you think.